Hi listener, and welcome back to Justice Warriors. This is episode 60, and this is the 10th in our readings series, where we read out bits and bobs, things that we've written or someone sends to us, or something we've found that we think would be could be a good thing for you to listen to. So please, if you have written something or found something that you think would be really good to include, do get in touch. There's contact details in the podcast notes. And I'm very happy to say that this time we have something that is sent in by a listener. This listener is called Andy. I promise it's not me. There are a lot of people in my life called Andy. So this Andy can happily slot into that set. So thank you, Andy, for sending in this piece of writing. It's a reflection on prayer, just called Prayer. And, well, I'll start with reading something, part of what Andy said to me about what it meant to him. He says, I have had struggles with traditional ideas about prayer, and this was my attempt to communicate my more contemplative practice and to embody the idea that we're called to a life of prayer being possible. That traditional expressions seem to be the exception rather than the rule. That we express our truest desires and petitions in the way we live more than our words. I have to say, as I read this reflection, there was a sense of like a desired freedom for me. Not that I necessarily have that freedom, but that this writing expresses some freedom that I would like to experience. So, other than that, I think I'll let it speak for itself. So here we go. This is called Prayer. My first prayer is breath. Yahweh. I echo the ancient name. Bodily trust and participation in the goodness of creation. Oxygen in. CO2 out, connecting to plants, trees, life. Moving water and sampling the world. My second prayer is sleep. Renewal, rebirth. I submit. An expression of safety and hope. Preparation for the new, restoration of strength, faith in tomorrow, the undiscovered country. My third prayer is silence, stillness, quiet. I am. Divine's first language, more meaning than words. Waiting, deferring. My fourth prayer is listening, all my senses. I am truly present, I witness. Listen with your eyes as I sang as a child. There is time, nuance. Understand, not judge. What does this mean? My fifth prayer is movement. Creator moves at walking pace. I walk, I ride, I act. Creator always moves toward. I move, extend my hand. Physical presence. Help. I turn up. My sixth prayer is labor. Dedication of my hands. I build, I care, I create, I serve. Bringing change. Action in concert, together, corporate. Work. My 7th prayer is fasting, containment, alignment, self-control. I forego sufficiency, balance, identification, an act of solidarity and awareness, release. My 8th prayer is feasting, abundance, I share, blessed to be a blessing, celebration of Creator's provision, hope of a better future. All are welcome at the table. My 9th prayer is Sabbath, care for the poor, the other, all creation. I rest, I repeat, I return. Restoration and recalibration. Gift for all, trust in provision, faith in tomorrow. My last prayer is spoken, worship, confession, petition, sharing, expression, lament. Breath, sleep, silence, listening, movement, labour, fasting, feasting, Sabbath, then spoken. Thank you so much, Andy, for sending that in. Andy was at pains to point out that the ideas that he was expressing were borrowed from lots of other places. So I'm duty bound to mention that he said that, and he doesn't want to take credit for things that are inspired by other things. But isn't that always how things work? Brilliant to hear an exploration of how there can be a thing like prayer that somehow exists, even if we're sort of exhausted or disillusioned with the idea of prayer as a way of guaranteeing something or taking something from God, or of making God do something, or whatever it is that may have we may be tired of. Helpful to think about prayer as a kind of an engagement with the world, or bringing something to our engagement with the world, maybe. So I hope you enjoyed that, listener. If you have things that would be good to read out, or topics that you'd like us to discuss in a full podcast, please do get in touch. And until then, I hope that some peace or some comfort or some inspiration is coming your way. See you soon.